In this video, the speaker will talk about allopathic medicine. Allopathic medicine is an archaic term used to define modern science-based medicine. Allopathic medicine is a system of medicine that aims to combat disease using remedies such as drugs or surgery that produce effects that are different or incompatible with those of the disease being treated. This means that allopathic medicine primarily cares about the symptom and does not cure the cause. Furthermore, allopathic medicine does not treat our body as a unit, but divided it into parts. Each part has its own specialist. So, depending on the specialist we turn to, we will also choose the disease we have. There is no better medicine than allopathic to cure the symptom. If you want to resolve your symptom quickly, allopathic medicine is definitely the best. If you have a serious accident, allopathic medicine is what can keep you alive as long as possible. If you want to live a long time and you do not care about the condition you live in and the quality of your life, allopathic medicine is the medicine that is able to make you live longer. The speaker considers allopathic medicine not suitable for a meditator and is not interested in the quality of life offered by allopathic medicine. In some cases, allopathic medicine can help, but it must always be considered as the last resort. The treatment offered by allopathic medicine must be as short as possible, and the quantity of drugs must be the bare minimum. Allopathic medicine is the most powerful that exists. That is why it is so dangerous. Another negative aspect of allopathic medicine is that it does not care about what caused the disease. It only cares about the symptom. For example, if a smoker goes to the allopathic doctor because he has a cough, the allopathic doctor prescribes cough medication. Since allopathic drugs are very powerful, the smoker will be able to continue smoking and the cough will pass. In reality, the cough does not go away. It is only repressed deeper. The patient will no longer cough, but the disease will continue inside him on a deeper level. And over the years, a simple cough will have turned into a much more serious illness. Another downside to stopping coughing is that coughing is simple, a natural system of the body to cleanse the bronchi and to tell the person who smokes that this behavior is not good. Let's take a simple cold, for example. The cold is nothing more than a system in the body to eliminate toxins and throw out of the body anything that can become harmful if kept inside. If a person with a cold goes to an allopathic pharmacy, then in the pharmacy he will be prescribed a very powerful drug which will be able to stop a cold. By stopping the cold, we take away from the body the possibility of getting rid of toxins and everything that is dangerous. This will cause very serious damage to the body in the future. Allopathic medicine blocks everything the body wants to get rid of, and this is very dangerous but very profitable for pharmaceutical companies. If we have a push exit due to the fact that the body wants to get rid of an infection, we have inside and we take the antibiotic, the pus will not come out of anymore. But in this way, the body will not be able to get rid of the infection and it will continue to grow, creating damage that only surgery can solve. This getting rid of internal infection is something that happens to a meditator. The mind of a meditator changes, it will function differently from a person who does not meditate. So the mechanism of the mind changes accordingly. The mechanism of the body also changes. The body of a meditator will get rid of all infection due to psychosomatic causes or all infection repressed by allopathic drugs. The mechanism for getting rid of this type of infection is the pus exit from the body. This way the body gets rid of the infection. This body mechanism is a known thing in all Oriental natural medicines. On the other hand, if we have an infection due to a cut or a bacterium or a virus, the antibiotic is of great help. Indeed, the only help we can have to cure ourselves and save our lives. I am not saying allopathic medicine is bad or that it does not work, but being so powerful, it is also very dangerous. That is my point. Nowadays, allopathic medicine is in the hands of multinationals whose sole purpose is profit, and this makes allopathic medicine very dangerous. The managers of these pharmaceutical multinationals are not doctors, but they are managers, and for a manager, the only thing that matters is profit. The more the company that the manager controls has profit, the more his reputation grows. The more his reputation grows, the more his personal profit will grow. In ancient China, doctors were not paid when their patient got sick. They were only paid if their patient never got sick. This happened thanks to the teaching of Confucius. He taught that if you pay a doctor to treat his patient when he is sick, this creates a lot of problems, because the doctor will be more concerned that his patient gets sick from time to time rather than always being healthy. If a person never gets sick, how does the doctor get paid? That is exactly what happened in our society. Nobody wants healthy people, because healthy people don't need anything. Only sick people who needed constant help. The human body is a fantastic organism, capable of healing and regenerating its own cells. Every 7 years, the body completely regenerates. Our body really needs very few things: a non-excessive and natural organic diet, pure water for both drinking and washing, and a non-polluted place to live and exercise. Unfortunately, all things that no longer exist on our planet. For this reason, allopathic medicine seems the only one that works. Even the modern lifestyle creates a lot of damage to our body, and this makes allopathic medicine the only choice for most people. Then there are psychosomatic disorders, which are real diseases that involve damage at the organic level and that are caused or aggravated by emotional factors. Psychosomatic disorder is defined as the physical response to psychological distress, in particular situation and emotional stress, pathological anxiety, constant fear or strong worry can lead the body to express in the form of an alarm bell and deeper discomfort. Psychosomatic symptoms arise neither from a general medical condition nor from the direct effect of a substance, but from the presence of mental distress. So, in cases of psychosomatic disorder, allopathic medicine is of no help and can only aggravate the medical situation of the person with psychosomatic illness. But diagnosing a psychosomatic disorder is very difficult, and allopathic doctors are unable to do this. Allopathic medicine changes the chemistry of our body. Meditation also changes the chemistry of our body. For this reason, a meditator should only take allopathic medicine when he cannot find any other solution in ancient traditional medicine, like Ayurvedic medicine and acupuncture and traditional Chinese medicine. These medicines are the best choice for a person doing meditation because they are not as powerful as allopathic medicine, though not being as powerful, they are not as dangerous. Another reason why it is better to choose natural medicines is that for natural medicines to work, the sick person must eliminate the cause of the disease. When the disease is generated by our bad behavior, the only system that really works is to change this type of negative behavior and use natural medicine to help us during this time. 80% of diseases are caused by bad behavior on the part of the sufferer. In this 80% of people, allopathic medicine is dangerous because it does not care about the causes of the disease. In these causes, the causes of the disease originate from wrong behavior on the part of the patient. If the patient treats the type of problem with allopathic medicine, the symptom generated by the patient's wrong behavior will disappear, but the cause will always be present, and this is very dangerous over time. Hence, the emergence of chronic diseases and tumors that can only be resolved surgically. A person who smokes and goes to a natural doctor will get natural cough medicines. But natural medicines are not as powerful as allopathic medicines, so the cough will continue until the smoker stops smoking. The fact that with natural medicine the cough does not pass is a good thing. First, the cough will continue to remind the smoker that smoking is stupid and that the body does not like it. Secondly, the cough will continue to cleanse the bronchi. Furthermore, the non-suppression of cough will help prevent more serious consequences that can only be resolved chirurgically. Personally, this is for the speaker the main problem of allopathic medicine. The fact that a person can continue to have stupid behavior without paying immediate consequences. Obviously, this stupid behavior will generate serious problems for the patient in the future, when there will be nothing left to do but surgery. The speaker will give an example to clarify this point, which is the most important for a meditator. For example, if one suffers from stomach acidity due to an incorrect diet and takes an allopathic antacid medicine, he will be able to continue to have a wrong diet without suffering from acidity. But this is not true. The antacid will only make sure that those suffering from stomach pain do not feel the pain, but the pain present is only repressed. This repression of pain ensures that those suffering from stomach pain continue to eat not properly, until the damage generated is so severe that the allopathic drug will no longer work and only the surgery can solve the problem. At this point, allopathic doctors argue that it is not the antacid that is causing the problem, but the continued poor diet that has caused the problem. Unfortunately, from a physiological point of view, they are right. So, there is no evidence that the antacid is harmful, but the antacid is bad from a psychological point of view, because it makes the person suffering from stomach continue an incorrect diet, since they can continue to eat what they want without suffering immediately. This makes this sick person think that he can eat what he wants because he does not feel any symptoms immediately. But all problems will happen in the future. Continue to have a bad diet can create problems so serious that only surgery will solve. Serious diseases are all generated by the repression of the symptom. Symptom suppression is the base of modern allopathic medicine. A meditator should forget about symptom suppressing medication and pain relievers completely. Painkillers generate a psychological division between mind and body. This division is the worst thing for a meditator and yoga practitioner. It is very difficult for people to change the bad habits that cause 80% of disease. The speaker is not criticizing allopathic doctors. The speaker is aware that only a meditator can change bad habits. But the drug companies have a lot of profit on this kind of diseases caused by bad habits. Allopathic doctors themselves find themselves in the same situation as their patients. They cannot get rid of bad habits, so they definitely cannot expect it from their patients. It is important for a meditator to get rid of all bad habits, whatever they cause physical or psychological damage. So allopathic medicine should not be used. But if the disease is not generated by bad habits, allopathic medicine is the only solution. Concluding, allopathic medicine should only be used in 20% of cases. But of course, pharmaceutical companies prefer to take care of 100% of cases. This wanting to take care of 100% of the cases generate very serious disease that eventually require surgery. Another criticism that can be addressed to the pharmaceutical multinationals is that they are inclined to create drugs that not cure the disease but that make the patient dependent of drug. If a person needs a drug periodically to continue living, for the pharmaceutical company it means a continuous profit. Any allopathic drug, being very powerful, can change our body chemistry. Any change in our body means a change in our mind. This is another mistake of allopathic medicine, thinking that the body and the mind are two different entities. But this is not true. Simply the body is the visible part, while the mind is the invisible part. Anything that is a problem for the mind is a problem for the body, and any problem for the body is a problem for the mind. This is the meaning of the ancient Latin saying, mens sana in corpore sano, which means healthy mind in healthy body, something that allopathic doctors have completely forgotten. Thank you for listening.